I picked up trash exactly one time. I hate yard work so much.
Okay, he's waving at me saying it's 3 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and call the Lower Smoky Hill Water Supply Access District meeting to order. I will ask for a roll call.
Mike Hoppick,
Here?
Trent Davis,
Here.
Rod Franz,
Here.
Melissa Hodges,
Here.
Carl Ryan,
Here.
Carl Esping,
Here.
Tom Toll.
Okay. We will move on to approval of the minutes, 2.1.
I move the minutes be approved.
Second.
We have a motion, a second, to approve the February 3rd, 2020 minutes. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passes 6-0. Okay, that will lead us to new business. Review the 2021 budget and authorize publication of the 2021 budget notice. Ms. Pack.
Good afternoon, Debbie Pack, Director of Finance. I wanted to go over the budget numbers that we did provide in the packet. First of all, I wanted to go over kind of the historical numbers and then where we began in 2020, where we revised in 2020, and then what we're proposing for 2021. In 2019, our actual expenditures came in at $89,290. Our revenues came in at $87,859. Our original approved budget for 2021 was revenue and expenditures of $122,713. We have revised those numbers based on information that we've gotten from the water office that we received in February. So the numbers that we had budgeted last year were, of course, numbers from last July. So as you can see, we're reducing our budget for 2020 from 122,713 to 101,427. Most of the changes were in O&M and A&E shares. Those went down. However, the amount for the irrigators' pool cost has gone up based on the new water that they purchased. That is the difference in that number. So the proposal for 2021 is revenues of $175,910 and expenditures of the same amount of $175,910. The amounts for the irrigators and the payment for the principal and interest is the same. The O&M share for all parties is going up significantly. And that's where those numbers are. We did not change the expenditures as far as the insurance and the publication that we do for the budget. So those numbers remain the same. Are there any questions on any of those particular numbers that we can answer?
Why is the O&M significantly higher? Just to help me remember.
Who wants to take that one, Martha?
Yeah, because I was racking my brain trying to think there's something I should remember.
There's a story there.
Well, it's a long story. Tom may want to fill in too, but they've been doing work out at the lake on the inlet structure on the dam and several things. I think one of their contractors went bankrupt, and part of their materials they had to reorder and do things, so the costs went up, and they've been kind of back and forth with the Corps on how much of that cost should be passed on for customers like us, but as of to date, that hasn't been resolved. So each year, O&M is one of the numbers that has the ability to change depending on the work they did. They've done quite a bit of work out at the lake over the last year and a half, so that's why O&M is much greater than it has been. And as we go forward, they indicate, you know, all of our numbers look solid except for the O&M, and they really don't know where that'll go as time goes on. So hopefully that answers. That's kind of the short story, but it is a long story, as Carl mentioned.
And I think we touched on it when we talked about this last, that it's out of our control. The Corps of Engineers makes the operation and maintenance decisions and then allocates the bill to us. That's part of the role that we have in the agreement that we have with them.
And then that's an expense that's passed on to the users, correct?
Proportionally to the volume of water that it's allocated. We each have a portion. They still have additional water for Post Rock and some that's not allocated to date, so all of that gets spread amongst all the parties involved.
Mike? Just for well, maybe Martha, either one, have we ever gotten a response back from the letter we sent to the Corps?
No, we have not.
Okay, thank you.
So on today's item, we're just requesting the authorization to publish this notice. As with any municipal budget, we're required to publish 10 days prior to adopting the budget. So we will anticipate publishing this week in the paper, and then I believe we have another meeting scheduled in 2 weeks to come back and adopt the budget. We also have numbers in there that have been provided from the Water Authority for 2022. As Martha mentioned, those O&M numbers could change. We anticipate that number at this point to be about $134,878.
Okay. Any questions for Debbie or Martha or anyone?
I guess the only thing I'd follow up on is the letter that Mr. Esping referenced to the Corps. Because we just meet quarterly or whatever, and I don't know if that was something we discussed at our last meeting, but what was it? And when would, I know the Corps works on their own time, but what was it regarding, and when would we expect to hear from them?
We sent them a letter asking for some more information on the O&M and asking for them to forgive some of that cost. I'm scanning here, but I don't know that I'll find it in my notebook quick enough. And for an explanation, and I don't know if we will hear back from them.
You're not saying they might just ignore you?
Well, I didn't say that out loud, but that would be possible that they may not respond back to us until they have either really good news or really bad news.
If I remember right, Martha, I thought it was right at the first of the year.
I found her letter asking for additional water, but basically, I'll look for it while we carry on with our meeting and see if I can come up with it. Yeah, I don't have it noted. Oh, see if I can come up with it. Going backwards and going.
So I believe we need a motion to approve the publication of the 2021 budget.
Correct.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to authorize publication of the 2021 budget notice. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That passes 6-0. Okay. Anything on the... The 2022 budget, did we...
I kind of covered that.
You covered that a little, okay, I know you talked about the 2021 up on the O&M.
Would it be helpful to
So-
touch on the water acquisition and the impacts on the budget at all in more detail? I know you've talked about that previously.
For the additional purchase, the additional principal interest for the irrigators is about $10,222 a year. So that's why we're seeing that difference in that payment from the irrigators.
Okay, any questions? Ms. Tasker maybe found our letter?
Found the letter. The letter was to Earl Lewis at the Kansas Water Office, and it's referenced the 2021 share of Canopolis Reservoir operation and maintenance charges. The Board of Directors of the Lower Smoky Hill Water Supply Access District Incorporated, the board, has been advised of its share of the proposed 2021 Kansas Reservoir Operation and Maintenance charges by the United States Army Corps of Engineers. The board has also been advised that the Kansas Water Office is actively pursuing an examination of the circumstances prompting the extraordinary increase and the potential for negotiating a reduction in the proposed charges. The board has authorized the preparation of this letter expressing its concern regarding the extraordinary charges and its support and efforts of your office in relation to the proposed charges. And said, please provide any information to Martha Tasker, or if you need any additional info, please let us know. So basically, that's a letter, and it was sent in June 19th of 2019. So, well,
Would it
That
maybe
was last
be
year.
possible for us to circle back around before the 17th?
Sure.
I mean, you might not get, I mean, you might be met with the same silence, but
Yes, I'll
maybe we'll get
circle
lucky.
back with staff at the Kansas Water Office and see if they have an update. I think the most update we probably got was from being at a Water Authority meeting and hearing for what they told them, but maybe we can get them to put that in writing for us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else on the 2022 budget? If not, 3.3, discussion of next meeting date. Looks like we have August 17th at 3 o'clock. I do need a motion and a second to approve that time. That's the public hearing of the 2021 budget and approval of the budget and election of officers.
I move that we set August 17th, 2020 at 3 o'clock as the date of our public hearing for the 2021 budget and election of officers.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion for Monday, August 17th of 2020 at 3 p.m. to be our next meeting that will actually serve as our annual meeting. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? That passes 6-0. Okay, do we have any unfinished or other business needs to come before the board? Carl? We look to you. You're the expert here. The rest of us, we just use water, that's all.
Well, we're trying to avoid using water.
Okay.
And we're using a lot up until about last week or so.
Yeah,
We're blessed.
yeah, we have been.
But yeah, it's a bite. To use a blunt word, I guess, the O&M deal and the new water people are going to get a surprise too. See, we're a year ahead of you on our budget because we bank ahead so we can everything be rolling in together. And yeah, they weren't too happy last year, and they're not going to be very happy this year when I do, because I do the assessments. And until I get the phone calls, I tell them I'm going to refer them to Tom next time, so.
Okay. With that, I would accept a motion to adjourn.
Move we adjourn?
Second.
A motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Okay. Wow. Almost get back.